I went from being the worst car salesperson at my dealership to breaking every record, growing a brand of over 1.5 million people while working at the dealership. And this gave me a bunch of great outcomes. Like I was able to break every record at my dealership for new car sales, used car sales, sell over 30 cars a month, make hundreds of thousands of dollars while I was selling cars. And I was actually able to leverage my social media platform to make hundreds of thousands of dollars from brand deals where companies would actually pay me to talk about their products while I was just a car salesperson at a small family owned Lincoln dealership. If I was going to restart all of this in 2026, this is exactly what I would do. I'd actually do about 80% of it differently. And I made a lot of mistakes along the way. So if you want to take 7 years of what I did, because I started this 7 years ago, and learn from my mistakes, you're definitely going to want to watch this video. And I'm going to break down exactly how I would start right now if I was starting from scratch. So the first thing you're going to need to do is come up with a name for your social media pages. And so many people overthink this so much. A lot of people don't even know that my first name on social media was Bowtie Guy. I used to wear a bow tie and that was my name. And I eventually changed it to RussFlipsWhips. Maybe I'll make a different video on how I came up with that name. It's a pretty cool story. But I was Bowtie Guy and I didn't think too much about it. And when I changed the name, I didn't think too much about it. And as I'm coaching other students, some people spend so much time worrying about what their social media name is going to be. Nobody cares what your social media name is at the end of the day. I know some people that are hyper successful that their social media handle is just their name. It doesn't need to be RussFlipsWhips, which is arguably a pretty cool name, but doesn't really matter. There are people with more followers than me that their name is just their name. So don't overthink your name. But this next part is really the most important thing when it comes to really building a big brand on social media. So where should you post your content at? Should you post it on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok? Which ones don't you? And this is the rule that I've lived by for about 3 years. And I'd probably have double the following if I had just followed this advice when I started. So please, please, please do this. Just post the same video on everything. I mean, and I really mean that. I see some people say, don't do that. I don't know why you would. I have posted for the last 3 years the same video on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. Same video, same description, and they do better on different platforms, and I can't explain why sometimes, but don't overthink this. I had 500,000 followers on TikTok, and I didn't have a Facebook page at the time. I eventually made a Facebook page, just started posting all the same stuff, and my Facebook page did terrible. There was actually fake Facebook pages of me that had more followers. I only had like 1,000 followers, and I just stuck with it. I just kept posting the same videos to Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. And Facebook ended up blowing up for me. It's actually my third most followed platform above YouTube, which, believe it or not, YouTube I've been doing the longest. And Facebook now has 200,000 followers. And this is all by just simply posting the same video on all the platforms. Think of your video like a lottery ticket. And would you not play that lottery ticket for free as many times over as you could? I think you would. So by posting that same video to Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok, you're just playing the lottery more. You never know which platform is going to give you the biggest reward. Do not overthink this and think like this. Some of you guys are like, well, I don't use Facebook. Why would I post a video on Facebook? I don't use TikTok. Why would I post a video on TikTok? I don't ever go on YouTube. Well, there's clients out there. There's people out there that might buy a car from you that only use those platforms. So why would you not be on a platform where there are people that only use that? There are some people that don't use TikTok that will never see your TikTok video. There are people that never use Instagram and won't see your videos on Instagram. So don't guess and just put yourself on all the big four, and you can go a little bit deeper. I don't personally use Threads. I don't use X. You can certainly do that. I just personally don't. You could use LinkedIn. I don't use LinkedIn for every video. I think LinkedIn is more professional, so I just do most of my content on LinkedIn. But posting your video at a minimum to Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok is something I wish I could go back and yell at myself when I started this to just do it. There's no reason not to. And that's a big, big one that you need to do. And let's dive into one of the most important things you can do when it comes to making content as a car salesperson. This one is the most challenging for a lot of people, but you need to get comfortable on camera. And there's really only one way to do this. It's just more repetition. If you're somebody that's not comfortable on camera, well, there's really only one way to fix it. You just got to put yourself on camera, and you have to just accept the fact that it's going to suck. And maybe you get lucky and you're actually way better than you thought. We were just filming with a guy not too long ago who was super nervous and then ended up being an all-star on camera. And I think he just needed a little bit of encouragement and support. But a lot of you out there actually might be really good on camera. You've never just like tried more than like once. Like you just start filming like 1 to 2 videos a day. And the better you get at it, the easier it's going to get. A lot of people are scared to do social media content because they think it's time consuming. It can be. It certainly can be time consuming. But if you get better and you start making videos in 1 take or 2 takes or a couple tries, then it becomes so much easier because you're not spending as much time on the camera and you have to spend a little bit of time editing. But there's only one way to do this. You have to put the reps in. That is the only way you will ever get better at being on camera. One of the ways that can help with that is start scripting your videos. So people just pull up their phone and start talking. I'm not saying don't do that. I actually don't use a full script, but I always have an idea. Like this video I'm making right now. I'm not reading off a script, but I have bullet points to my right. So I have something that keeps me on task. I've thought through the bullet points and I know what I'm speaking about. And if I make a mistake, that's okay. I have my bullet points to bring me back on task. But you have to get comfortable on camera for this to work, or you're just going to feel awkward and you're not going to want to do it. And I found that the more comfortable you get on camera, the more comfortable and the better you become at speaking in real life. And it's a huge outcome. Now, when it comes to getting comfortable on camera, it leads me right to my next point. You need to have ideas to make videos. I mean, that is the most important thing. And there are so many ideas at a car dealership. You probably don't even realize it because you're stuck in this mundane day to day after day. You think everything's the same when it's really not. You have different customers every day, different outcomes, people with good credit buying cars, bad credit buying cars. You have cars with really good incentives, really bad incentives. You have really cool cars, really ugly cars, cars that have been on your lot for a year or two. You have cars that sell every 30 days, really popular cars. You have all these different content just in the car sales side of things. It's not even being insightful or educational or funny, just the actual things going on day to day that you can talk about on top of being creative and coming up with ideas. But something I highly recommend that has helped me over the last 5 years, and we'll probably put in the video here, is just having a running list of notes. I come up with ideas all the time, whether it's driving or I'm just sitting here or I'm doing work, and I'll always just throw an idea that pops into my head. Now, don't try to copy these ideas because my notes do not make sense to anybody but me, and that's okay because I know what they mean. You really, really need to keep a list of running ideas, because if you don't, when you actually go to film, you're like, what am I going to talk about? I could go right now, make 100 videos and have 100 ideas to talk about. I wouldn't have to think about it. I have the ideas written down, and then I can think a little bit deeper about those ideas and what I was thinking at the time, and then go make it. If you don't do this, you're hurting yourself, because you might have a really good idea. Oh, we should make a video on that. And then you don't write it down. You have this thing in your pocket that does everything. It's a smartphone, and you can write the ideas down as they come into your head. Maybe a customer says something really cool and you're like, okay, I'm not gonna make a video right now. I'll make this tomorrow. Maybe I'll make it later today. Write the idea down. It will change your life, and you'll never run out of ideas. And you'll start to realize how many good ideas you can come up with if you just start listening for them and then writing them down. Now, most importantly, when it comes to making a video, I'm going to give you my concrete, bulletproof way to structure a video. This isn't the end all be all, but this is certainly a super simple way for you, if you're new to this, to just have structure. I love structure. Now, a mentor of mine once told me these 3 words: memorize, internalize, personalize. And so many people just try doing it on their own and personalizing. Well, why would you copy what somebody else has proven out works by memorizing it? Then you personalize it. Personalizing it is after you've mastered the basics. And here's the basics of a good video structure. First, you start with the hook. The hook is certainly anything but introducing yourself. If I see another car salesperson introduce themselves in a video, I'm going to lose my mind. I'm going to just absolutely lose my mind. If you start your video like, hey guys, it's Russ here at XYZ dealership, and I'm super excited. No one cares who you are. No one cares where you work. I'm just here to tell you that is not going to grab somebody's attention. Think of yourself as you scroll content tonight. Maybe while you're watching this video, I had a pretty good hook in the beginning to grab your attention. So you need to have a strong hook. And there's a million examples of a strong hook. One of them could be, this car's been on our lot for 300 days and I don't know why. We have a bunch of cars on our lot, but this one color I just absolutely hate and I want your opinion on it. Okay, grabbing people's attention, making it engaging. And I can go down, I can make a whole video on good hooks. You need to have a good hook to grab people's attention. The second is something I coined the meat and potatoes. That's the bulk of your video. Like right now, we're in the bulk of my video. The meat and potatoes of the video, where you deliver value in the video, where you talk about that car that's old or that car that's not a color you like, where you just start delivering value and you're talking and explaining and being educational or insightful or maybe funny. That's your meat and potatoes. So you hook, meat and potatoes, and then for the most part, it doesn't apply to every video. If you're gonna do satirical content or some meme trendy video, which I really don't recommend doing the meme trend voiceover content, I'm just not a fan of it. But the next part is asking for a comment. This is where you just like a little call to action. But if you can ask an insightful question, maybe a controversial question, let me know in the comments, why do you guys think we've had this car so long? Is it because it's not a great color? Asking a question that gets people thinking and makes them want to comment and give their opinion. If you get negative comments, it's okay. It's what happens. It's the internet. That is a great way to get your video to go a little more viral, because now you have people engaging with the video. And then the last part, this is why I think I've gained so many followers. I just ask people to follow me. I said, and for more content like this, follow RussFlipsWhips. Just a quick little plug at the end, hit that follow button. Hey, if you're liking this video right now, hit that subscribe button. But that is really the 4 key pillars to structure of a video. You can go so much more in depth than that, but that is the key structure to making a really good video. But there's a lot more than just, getting ready to make the video and then making the video that will make and break your viral content. Let's kind of dive into that too. One of the top questions I always get asked is, Russ, how often should I be posting? And you can never post too much. I don't care what anyone says. You just can't post too much, but I'll give you the minimum. I would personally, going back, I wish I just posted once per working day, especially if you're not selling more than 20 cars a month. If you're not selling more than 20 cars a month, there is time to make a 1-minute, 2-minute video once per working day. And if you don't have ideas, well, you should go back in the video. I talk about how to get ideas. But that is a great recipe to just have a consistent brand. And if you can't maintain that, it's really tough. I mean, I know some people that have, post 3 to 4 times a week that do pretty well, but 5 times a week or 6 times a week, depending how many days you work, is the minimum. But you can go above and beyond that. You could do 2 posts a day, 3 posts a day, but your minimum should be once per working day. And it's a great way to just keep your mind active, keep it exercised, and you're making content, you're putting your name out there, you're following up with people, and all these great outcomes that could possibly happen to you just by working while you're at work. We all know car sales people sometimes do nothing at work. And if you can just remain busy and do things that are going to help promote yourself and sell you more cars, I don't know why you wouldn't commit to at least once per working day. My pet peeve of a question that I get that goes with how often should you post is what time should you post? And I don't even like giving there is an in-depth answer, but I think it's like, how many videos have you made? I have people that are like, well, I've been posting for 2 weeks now. I want to optimize. Bro, make it a habit. Post for 90 days. I'll give you 3 answers. Answer number 1, you should post between 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. Eastern time. Most of America, for the most part, is up between some of those hours for the most part. That's a good time to start. Secondly, maybe you could shrink that down a little bit, maybe between like 10 a.m. and maybe 5 p.m. Eastern time. That gives you a little bit more window and people might tend to be a little bit more active. Then there's a professional answer on when you should post. You should find out when your followers are most active and try to post maybe 30 minutes before that. But at the end of the day, I've posted videos at any time of the day and seen them gone viral. So as long as you're posting once per day, do not overthink when you should actually be posting these videos. Now, once you've got your video posted, there's a few ways to drive engagement. One of those ways being is answering comments. And you can do this 1 of 2 ways. One, on TikTok and Instagram, you can just respond to the comment with another video. That's a great idea. People are asking you questions in your comments. Instead of commenting with a response, text, you can just respond with a video. Now you have another video idea. That's a great way to engage with your future community, your future followers, and actually let new people know, hey, this guy engages. You can also just respond in text too if it doesn't make sense to make a video. But another great way to drive engagement is going live on Instagram or TikTok or Facebook. You can really go live on any of the platforms. TikTok and Instagram seem to be the bread and butter for most people, but going live is a great way to engage with people. But there's a chance if you're just starting, you're going to be by yourself for the most part. So it's a little awkward. You got to get used to talking to yourself. As I'm making this video here, I'm kind of talking to myself. I'm not going live, but I had an agenda. And if you could just kind of go live with an agenda, like, hey, tell me your credit score. I'll tell you what you get approved, maybe get approved for. Hey, tell me how much you owe on your car. I'll tell you what it's worth. Just some type of agenda, and then it will steamroll from there. Everybody's first time going live was kind of awkward. If you're not embarrassed by the first version, you're not moving fast enough. So you should definitely try going live and just seeing if you can build a community. That is one of the best ways to actually expedite your following and get hardcore fans, because now they're getting to know you, like you, and trust you, and see how you talk, not just on a scripted video, but actually a live video. A really good hack, and people do this off of my content all the time. Sometimes they ask for permission. Don't ask for my permission. Copy really good video ideas. Just make them your own. I think that's a great way. I mean, look at it like this. If you're a sports fan, Golden State Warriors, Steph Curry, start shooting the ball from almost half court. So what do other teams do? They start shooting more threes. If you look at the NBA, there are more threes shot today than almost ever before. Why? Because somebody proved out that it worked really, really well. So if you see other people making content that's going viral or selling them cars, well, I'm not saying copy it word for word. You should make it your own, but that's an indication that style of content works. And you should try to, copy it. And I have no problem with people copying my content. It happens all the time. I think imitation is the most sincere form of flattery. What does that mean? That when someone's copying me, I think that's cool because that means it works. If people aren't copying you, that means what you're doing probably isn't worth copying. You want to make content that's worth copying. And if you see somebody else making really good content, well, maybe you should consider copying it. I've had some people say, oh, I want to be original. Like, okay, what ideas do you have? Well, I haven't thought of it yet. Well, maybe you could piggyback off of somebody else's content and then become original by doing so. And I think all of the good creators, no one has really just crafted and perfected their own style. They've learned from other people, compiled it, and then made it their own. And that goes back to the memorize, internalize, personalize. You should always personalize at the end, but if you can learn something that works really, really well and then make it your own, that's how you get awesome content and awesome results. Now, this is something I actually did really good starting out because I'm pretty frugal. But you don't need equipment. People always ask me, do I need equipment? Do I need to go buy this $300 DJI mic? Do I got to go get this $1,000 camera? Do I have to get lighting? You don't need any of that. I had almost 1 million followers on my social media platform before I even bought a microphone. We bought a gimbal early on when I did YouTube content. It was actually more of a pain in the butt. If anything, we just wanted the content to look really good. You do not need equipment. You just don't. If I were to buy equipment, I'd probably buy something to hold my phone when I record, make it a little easier, and buy a DJI mic, but I would not even recommend that. Actually, as a test to yourself, I would see if you can commit to posting content for 90 days before you make any type of financial investment. All too often people buy this equipment and then don't even make content, and they just spent hundreds of dollars on equipment that they're never going to use actually. Now, the toughest challenge when it comes to making content is learning how to edit. This is something I'm not going to show you in this video. There are so many free editing apps, ways you can learn how to edit on YouTube and all these different platforms to learn how to edit. The best way to learn how to edit is just kind of experiment. You just get better at it. I never took a class on editing. It took me a while to figure it out. I probably wasn't a good editor for about 2 years, but the more videos you make, the better of an editor you'll become. And just ask yourself as you're making content, does this look as clean and crisp as, people who are getting a lot of views and a lot of engagement? If it doesn't, you have work to do. Editing is something that I think everybody struggles with. Nobody's a good editor at first, but I'll give you a little hack. If you learn to make videos in one take, you have a lot less editing to do if it takes you like 20 takes. So this video right here that I'm making, not a whole lot of editing is going to go into it because I'm kind of prepared. I know what I'm talking about. A few cuts here and there, but for the most part, this video is going to be pretty simple to edit. Now, if it just took me 1,000 tries, this video would be really hard to edit. So the better speaker you become through the consistent content, you'll just become better at everything I've mentioned. Now, the most important thing to all of this is being consistent. If I could go back, I really just wish I could tell myself to be so consistent. I did not realize these outcomes that were going to happen. Nothing happened to me for like the first year of making content. Then I started selling cars from it, started getting some views, but nothing really happened. I'm talking life-changing money till year 3, 4, 5, started making a lot of money. And then here we are, year 6 and 7, making so much money, so much notoriety, so many followers, so many awesome opportunities, meeting so many people. And if I knew I would be here in 7 years, I would have been screaming at myself when I decided to pull my phone out to just go all in. I wasn't an all-in guy. For the first year, I probably made like 20 videos, maybe 30 if I went back and actually counted. Then the second year, I probably made 50 videos. Now I'm making at least 1 video per day, much more actually. I don't know the exact number, but we're making hundreds of videos a year, probably hundreds of videos a month if you count stories and all these other things I'm doing. And I just wish I knew the magnitude the content would have had for me if I could just go back and start all over. So consistency is so important. I wish I had a time machine. I just really wish if I knew how important content was, I'd be sitting in a $50 million mansion right now. If when I first started, I could have screamed at myself to go all in and take it super seriously. These are a lot of the things that I would have done differently when starting over. Now, if you want to learn how to do this and expedite your time frame, now we have students all across the country that have been coached and mentored by me personally in our online training platform. You can actually click the link below and apply to be in our mentorship. We don't accept everybody. It has to be a good fit for you and us. We don't just take people's money. We want to actually make sure we can help you get to the next level. So if you're at 10, 15, 20 cars and you want to get to the next level, or you're at 25, 30, 35 cars, we've helped people go from 30 to 40, 40 to 50, 50 to 60 just by teaching them how to engage social media and now follow up with their past customers and get new customers that want to reach out to them because of who they are. You can hit the link down below, fill out a little form and application. My team will reach out to you and walk you through what we do to how to get these results. Because if you want to figure this out on your own, you can watch videos like this one and you'll be able to pick it up. But this isn't easy. Nowhere in this video did I say anything we do is easy. It is hard, which is why you'll get bigger results if you learn how to do something that's hard. Millions of car sales people are never going to do this because they just want to show up, wait on the front door, wait for the phone to ring, and wait for their dealership to provide them with their next sale. But there are a good bit of car sales people out there that want to get after it. They do want to change their lives. They do not want to wait on the front door. They want to start to generate their own business. And if that sounds like you, hit the link below. My team will walk you through. As always, thanks for watching this video. We're going to be coming out with a lot more great content that's going to be helping you guys learn how to do social media like a pro like I did, and look forward to the next video.